Good morning, bonjour, buongiorno. Welcome to my nuclear teaching of Tuesday, December the 13th, 2022. As always, independent, knowledgeable, inspiring, and without any compromise, because nuclear is the best we have. This is not an opinion, it is science. So today I'm going to talk about the new nuclear new build project in the Netherlands. After having spent some, I would say, at least 1 decade, if not more, after having spent billions on building windmills, solar panels, and all that, basically mandatory green targets, working on that. Finally, the current government, which is now in charge since about one year, realizes that we need nuclear. So that's a good thing. And in the coalition agreement, and we have a sort of central green coalition right now, it was decided to build 2 nuclear power plants, big ones, good for, I would say, some 20% of our electricity use. And last week, Friday, actually the location was communicated, which is Borselen in the province of Zeeland, where we already have a rather small nuclear power plant, the only one in the Netherlands, Borselen 1, I would say. This power plant produces every year the same amount of electricity as the solar panels we have today on 2 million roofs in the Netherlands. So it gives you a sort of feeling. Good. So that is good news. Now the sort of worrying thing. Now the caveat. Last week, the Authority for Nuclear Safety and Radiation, the ANVS, Autoriteit Nucleaire Veiligheid en Straling, you can actually find them here right on LinkedIn, announced a public consultation on this new build. Now, public consultation is of course fine. I think it's a kind of jewel in our democracy. All large infrastructural projects in the EU require public consultation. Nothing wrong with that. But now look at how they actually communicated it, and you can actually find it here on LinkedIn because their press release is shared here on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, again, ANVS, look them up. So basically they say the following. So they introduced the new build project, that's all fine, etc., etc. Borselen, location, 2 plans, and some info. And here it comes. Dear citizen, you have the right to consultation, it says. This means that you have the right to tell us what you think is important. And you also have the right to share your concerns. And it doesn't matter where you live. Can be in the Netherlands, can be abroad, because the construction of these 2 nuclear power plants affect citizens everywhere. Isn't that funny? Isn't that really a kind of strange, I would say, yeah, how shall I say it? It's like we have a raging climate fire, right? Our house is on fire, and through the European Green Deal, we force ourselves to sort of extinguish this raging fire with small buckets of green water. We actually extinguish it by hand. And we are organizing first a public consultation on whether we shall use our fire trucks or not, because it might be that our citizens are afraid for the color red. We know actually already since we started with building nuclear power plants 60 years ago that unfortunately 60% of the people don't know anything about nuclear power. And I think the task of the ANVS, the Autoriteit Nucleaire Veiligheid en Straling, the primary task of the ANVS is basically to educate the people, isn't it? So they should have said, okay, dear citizens, we are going to build, or we have the intention to build 2 nuclear power plants in Borselen. We will start a public consultation on that and that date. You can find all information you need on nuclear energy on our website. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, why haven't they not communicated it in that way? Well, that's not the ANVS, because I know quite some people there and they are professionals and they are pro-nuclear and they are independent and they will do their job. Fine. No, it's the Minister for Energy and Climate, Rob Jetten, because basically he ultimately is the political boss of the ANVS. And he is from a green liberal party and basically he is against nuclear. So, this is how it works. There's a coalition agreement, 2 power plants, but Rob Jetten is already organizing the sabotage. So, here's the learning of today, the learning in the form of my personal message to Rob Jetten. I say, dear Minister Rob Jetten, please get yourselves the basics about nuclear energy. And I am happy to coach you in that. I am more than happy to become your atomic coach. And I'll do it for free because it is in the interest of all the citizens in the Netherlands and abroad. So I'll do that happily. You can contact me here, right here on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to coach you. Okay, this was the teaching of today. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Next week I'm going to talk, because my teachings will be weekly. And next week I'm going to bring you to a totally different region. I'll take you from the Netherlands to the Middle East, where quite exciting things are happening with nuclear energy in a totally different context. Please join me next week, and also follow me here on LinkedIn if you want to know everything about specifically nuclear energy and the energy transition in general. And I'm going to show you something more here, because I have another nice picture here. So if you want to know everything about nuclear energy specifically and the energy transition in general, follow me here on LinkedIn. And don't forget the key message: save the planet. Tell it to all your friends, tell it to your family. Save the planet. Great idea. Build nuclear power plants. The more, the faster, the better. And that's not an opinion, it is science. Have a great day.